Hey guys, it's Taylor back with Life with Taylor, and today we are gonna be reading Reddit. So let's get into it. Also, the day that this is going out is my birthday. Birthday Reddit. And for birthday Reddit, we are doing classic Am I the Arsehole? We're gonna see if these people are arseholes. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, first one. Am I the arsehole for telling a coworker to stop commenting on my snack choices? Probably not. Some backstory. My work provides snacks for employees regularly and keeps our break room well stocked. There's not a supply issue in play here. I also regularly drink a particular soda and don't stray from that, unless I'm drinking water. I tend to bring my own since I drink it at home as well, and me partaking in the company provided snacks and drinks isn't keeping anyone else from getting some. On more than one occasion, coworkers have commented on my soda consumption, asking things like, "What number is that?" etc. I usually brush it off even though I hate it and actually find it quite rude. Granted, I have a long-standing issue with questions like that because my dad is notorious. But I know, of course, others don't know that, and I can't expect anyone to automatically know it's a trigger of sorts. Prior to this, I did finally mention that I didn't find humor in the comments and I don't like it. Short, sweet, to the point. A few weeks ago, I was at work in a common area eating a fruit roll-up. I like the rainbow ones. Those ones have more flavor than the strawberry. A coworker kind of laughed and then said to me, "How many of those have you eaten today?" Maybe I was already in a bad mood or something, but it was irritating and I was tired of it. I turned to his coworker and said something along the lines of, "I don't understand why it is any of your business. To me, commenting on what others eat is similar to commenting on their body, and it isn't appropriate. I would never do that to you, and I would appreciate it if you would stop doing it to me. Stand up for yourself, girl." She didn't respond. She honestly looked pissed off or offended but I didn't care. I moved on and mostly forgot about it. Fast forward to last week, my manager pulled me aside and said, "I made the previously mentioned coworker cry." I explained the situation and she said, "They just care about you, and you could have said it nicer." I explained that I have said it nicer previously, and the comments continued. I'm not in trouble or anything, but ultimately got pulled into my manager's office for being a mean girl, even though someone else was being insulting. Oh my god. I hate when you stand up for yourself against a bully and they don't believe you. Believe me, I have been in that circumstance and situation more times than anyone should ever have to deal with. Okay, here's some comments. Not the arsehole. Tell your manager that your coworker's creating a hostile work environment by constantly criticizing your food consumption and trying to hide it by claiming it was good intentions. She is not your mommy or your personal trainer. And if she does it again, you will file a complaint with HR. Then she really will have something to cry about. Yes. Somebody said this: "Your eating habits are none of your coworker's business, and she made you uncomfortable. She needs to be stopped, and since your manager won't stop it, you need to escalate it to HR." Specific phrase: hostile work environment. As an employment law specialist, I would like to say hostile work environment only applies legally for tech classes. Harassment is the better choice. Yeah. Yep, honestly, it sounds like passive-aggressive bullying to me. Shit, that ought to be a fireable offense. It's giving, like, lunchroom. It's giving school lunchroom. Could you even hear me? Oh my god. My mic was on my camera. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me a little better. Sorry for that inconvenience. Alright, this one is from Christmas. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to take home what my mother-in-law got my son for Christmas? Me, 33 female, and my mother-in-law have a good relationship in general, but she has a history of not respecting boundaries. This year, we are spending Christmas with my husband's family, and we told our mother-in-law that we wanted just experiences for my son, 18 months old, like a membership to the aquarium, zoo, day in Legoland, or something like that, and maybe a book or two that he can unwrap. He has too many toys and clothes already and doesn't understand yet receiving gifts. Keep that going as long as you can. Okay, my sister is 5. She has a full room of toys and clothes. She doesn't need any more, but we can't stop her. She's a monster. She's a toy monster. No, but yeah, the zoo, the aquarium. I'm gonna be honest, I remember experiences more than presents. I remember we used to go to Disneyland on Christmas for like every year. Last time we went was 4 years ago, and I remember every time we've gone to Disneyland because it's an experience. You make memories there. Whereas if you have a tangible physical object, you're not going to remember when you got that, who bought it for you. You're going to remember experiences. Well, my mother-in-law was beyond herself that she wasn't able to get my son gifts, so she asked for an Amazon wish list for things she could get that we could use in the future. My husband and I spent quite a lot of time thinking about what to add to that list because we truly don't need much for our son. We sent it to my mother-in-law and told her that she could choose some items from there. That's a good idea, like things for the future, like shoes.
bigger size shoes, or you know, things that you need, like a toothbrush or something. My sister loves toothbrushes. I don't know what's up with that, but my husband asked what she was planning to get our son because my mom asked if we could share the list with her to get a few things from it. My mother-in-law sends my husband a text back saying I might be on the naughty list now, and a video of all the presents she got my son. Nothing from the list. It was a pile of huge items that she knows we don't have space for. A car that my son can ride on, a keyboard, a play kitchen, tons of books, one of those Amazon iPads for kids. We don't do screens with him. What in the actual world? What's the point of asking for the list if they're not gonna follow it? I told my husband that she can keep those at her home if she wants, but we are not bringing them with us. I found it very disrespectful that she bought whatever she wanted when we specifically told her we did not want anything. Also, why ask for a list if you're going to ignore it? That's what I'm saying. My husband thinks that we should bring some things to not make her feel bad, but in my mind we are just sending the message that she can do whatever she wants and we'll be okay with it. Also, we don't have the space. Lol. Am I the asshole for not wanting to take home what my mother-in-law got my son for Christmas? No, you're not. She didn't listen to you. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect so many comments. I'm trying to read all of them, but I'm not able to respond to everyone. Thanks for a lot of your input and suggestions. Keeping the tablet and introducing my mother-in-law to the angel tree are my favorites. People are asking what we added to the Amazon list. I answered in one comment, but thought of adding it here. A few cards for his Yoto player, toddler headphones for the Yoto, a couple of sports shirts, my husband's teams, a couple of books, a small water table for our balcony, and a toy trash truck. Edit 2, wanted to give an update after the conversation my husband had with his mom. He told her that the gifts looked great and we really appreciated them, but we would probably be best to keep them at her home and have them when we visit because of our lack of space. He also asked if we could return the tablet as we don't do screams with our son. She was super understanding and happy to keep everything at her home. She's going to return the tablet and get a couple more things from our list that we will take home with us. I mean, they made a great compromise. Somebody said not the arsehole. She can buy what she wants. You can choose not to bring the stuff home. But you'll also cross in the asshole category if you're rude about it. Thank her for thinking of your son and bring home some while leaving the rest. I'd bring home the tablet so you can control it, its use or not use, and anything smaller. Leave the big stuff at her house and say you can't just fit it, but he'd love to play with it there. For sure, I understand it's all out of love and excitement, and I'm appreciative for everything she does for us. I just can't have a ton of big items in our apartment. Yeah, nice compromise. Would I be the arsehole if I kicked up a fuss to my parents about my screen time? Let's see. I'm using a throwaway account in case my parents find my post. 17 female, have lived with my dad, male 33, and stepmom 35 since 2014. I got my first phone in grade 4 due to my dad wanting close contact with me after switching schools, and I'd be walking. Every phone I had that gave me was never locked down with restrictions. My stepmom, on the other hand, she bought me a phone in grade 7 and locked it down completely, only 2 hours a day. They had to approve anything. As a child, yes, I was upset, but I think of it was more appropriate around that age. I just turned 17 on the 30th and am planning for university in the fall of 2026. I still have the screen time. Barely any time on my phone a day. Can't sleep with my phone even on the weekends. They take it from me. Restrict who I talk to. It even came to the point one time where I was only allowed to contact my dad's side of the family when my downtime came, so I couldn't even speak to my own mother. In April, I bought my own phone, brand new, used my own money, and still being controlled, and after buying it, they restricted it more. It almost feels like a control tactic, and my parents are quite known for being very controlling in everything in my life. So I'm wondering, would I be the asshole if I finally put my foot down and told them to remove the screen time? I feel like at almost 18 years old, it's insane to have it. You wouldn't be the asshole. I see where you're coming from. You're literally almost a legal adult, and they're still controlling your screen time. I understand if it's like, grade 4 to, middle school, okay? And then maybe you give a little more time, or you monitor, like, what apps she's going on, or, like, not restricting who she talks to in her family. That seems like a control tactic. But, and you even, I was gonna say, buy your own phone. At this point, man, I think you should just, like, somehow, I don't know, go stay with a friend or move out or something, find the money. I don't know. Get away from those people if they do not listen to what you're saying. Have you spoken to your mother about this? Does she have any custody of you? If I really feel like unless there's a legitimate reason, they shouldn't be preventing you from speaking with your mother. My father and mother never went through court and arranged for custody. When I was younger, my mother wasn't in the right place to take care of me, so she told my dad I could go live with him while she got her stuff straightened out. He doesn't like the fact that me and my mom have a more close bonded relationship. When I did confront him about restricting contact with my mother, he just acted as if he never knew he set it up that way. So I'm not sure if that's the truth or he was just saying that due to me asking. Not the arsehole, you bought the phone, you're almost 18. They're not parenting, they're micromanaging. At this point, it's not about safety, it's about control. Say something. Yeah, it's not, like, I think between the ages of, like, I don't know, like when you're a child, it needs to be about safety. But like when you're a legal adult, that's controlling. Alright, next. Am I the arsehole for having 3 cars and not letting my sister borrow one? I don't know, man. I don't know. I, 24 female, have 3 cars. I have a Nissan Sentra, a Nissan Rogue, and a BMW. That is my boyfriend who lives with me. They are all paid off. My dad pays the insurance. The Rogue was my dad's, but he bought a new car and gave it to me. My sister, 52 female, okay, and her husband have a car that doesn't work. My dad helped them pay for it, and they never paid him back. For context, my dad lives with my sister and her husband. I live with my boyfriend and his niece, brother's daughter. He and her mom passed away. Since I didn't pay him back for their car, he gave his old car to me when he bought the new one. Had they paid him back, he likely would have given them the Rogue instead of me. Now my sister's texting me asking if she can borrow one of my cars. I don't want to let her. They are both irresponsible and unreliable. Her husband and her are bad drivers and addicts. They claim they're sober. I'm not sure how true that is. Her husband has a job, she doesn't, so she door dashes. I don't want her DoorDash in my car. The state of their own car is so shitty, they ran it into the ground and won't take it to a real mechanic. Anyway, as much as I love my sister, know she would probably help me if I needed it, I don't want to let her use a car. I know it seems like I have 3 functioning cars, but the BMW is acting weird and the Sentra is bad in the winter, so I'm driving the Rogue. Am I the arsehole for not letting her use one of my cars? How do I explain to her that I don't want her to use my cars? She struggles with mental illness, help. Okay, I don't think that last part was necessary, that she struggles with mental illness. I don't know. This is an interesting situation because, like, she obviously doesn't take care of her own cars and she's got some issues going on. I don't think you're the asshole, but let's read the comments. Firstly, you don't have 3 cars, you have 2. The BMW is your boyfriend's. That isn't your car to give away. True, I didn't think of that. Secondly, you have 2 cars. They are your cars to deal with as you want, not your sister. If you do not want to lend her the car, you can say no. I appreciate that saying no is much easier for us to say than you to actually do. At the end of the day, she isn't our sister. What? We don't live with the consequences of saying no to a sibling. Personally, I would go down the route of saying to her that whilst you'd like to assist her, you can't. The BMW is your boyfriend's, and so not yours to give up, but it's having trouble, so you need the Rogue, and he needs the Sentra. Yeah, just tell her the truth, that 2 of the 3 cars are, not working, not the arsehole, they're addicts. Behind your wheel, they could use and destroy not only their lives, but others as well. I also just learned, if you loan someone a car, they can commit a crime in it. You can go to jail. So no, I would not loan my vehicle to them. Loan them my vehicle. Not the arsehole, you are entirely justified to protecting your assets. You have severe valid concerns about their driving, substance use, and documented irresponsibility with property, their last car. Lending a car for commercial use, door dashing, could void your insurance if there's an accident, leaving you liable for everything. Your decision is purely responsible financial and safety management. Yeah, don't loan them the car. Am I the arsehole for asking my friend to drink a bit less? My friend, 42 male, said he would drive me, 38 female, to the airport last Saturday morning. He is an ex. We dated, but we decided we weren't right for each other, but remain friends because we like hanging out. We've not had much time to hang out this month due to a busy work schedule, so I thought it would be nice to have at least an hour together and grab a coffee before I go. He has ADHD, so do I, so I checked twice during the week if he was happy to pick me up. I even offered to ask someone else if he prefers to have a sleep in. He insisted both times he was happy to come get me. 6 p.m. Friday night, he texted me, I may get an Uber over to pick you up tomorrow morning. I asked why. Because he is at his work Christmas party and a few of them have decided to go out to a club later and have a big night. That he may still be over the limit in the morning, so he would Uber instead of drive. I get that he was being responsible by not driving, but I know he was trying to keep his promise to me by still showing up, but I felt like I was being deprioritized for the sake of alcohol / a big night, and I was hurt. In my opinion, showing up in an Uber still over the limit and dog-tired is not really the same as showing up sober and present and ready to drive himself and hang out, but also just basic etiquette. If you're going to drive a friend to the airport, turn up sober and then enough to sleep to see straight. So I asked him, is it possible for you to go out and have fun, have a few, but not too much, but not so much that you are still intoxicated in the morning so that you could still drive me? You are not super tired. You can still have fun without getting shit-faced, right? No, he says. Why? I ask. Because he wants to have fun, wants to bond, wants their social acceptance, and doesn't want to say no to more drinks. I tell him I'm kind of hurt/disappointed that he's bailing on me last minute to go out drinking. He gets annoyed that I'm asking him to drink less and says I'm being unreasonable, and that he is still keeping his promise by Ubering over to pick me up. That he was still going to turn up. The last time he had a big night, 12 drinks. He couldn't get up till midday. He felt really ill, and his 7-year-old daughter watched TV while he slept all morning. So I think I also had a good reason to expect that there was a risk he wouldn't make it, or that he would show up a bit gross. This was anxiety-inducing the night before my trip, and I wanted to be certain he would show up. Otherwise, organize another person to take me. On the phone, he then says that if he can't get up, he will send a car for me. I say nothing. Then he says, okay, look, maybe organize another person just in case. Then if I'm available, I'll come get you. I say no one else and organize someone else. At 10:30 he texts, it turns out I'm home earlier than I thought. I'm still available. Do you want me to pick you up? Am I the arsehole? Is he an unreliable friend? I don't know. Man, there's so many, I think, soft, you're the asshole, you're 38, grow up. Somebody said, I think it's rude and annoying of him to not clearly say I won't be able to do the favor I promised. Rather than coming at it sideways via, I might get an Uber to you. If you promise to do something and then aren't going to do it, you should make it very clear as soon as you can so the person who's relying on you know that you need to make other plans. It's called you be responsible to get your own Uber or taxi. You're the asshole. They were responsible and planned ahead with a friend who happily agreed to drive them. Yeah, I think partially, like, you should be responsible, but also, like, you already made plans. You asked multiple times, hey, are you available? Are you really sure you want to drink? Because you had said you wanted to help me and pick me up at the airport or drive me to the airport. I don't know. I don't think you're the asshole because you had already made the plans. But, yeah, comment down below your thoughts on these stories, and while you're down there commenting, click all the buttons. You know what to do. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world viewing this, and peace.